Hello everyone, welcome back to Santosh Nexus channel. I hope all are doing good. And after a long weekend, I have came with another video. In the last session, we covered time functions to calculate working hours, timestamps and overtime. Today, we are going to learn one of the most powerful concepts in Excel, that is lookup functions. Without wasting time, let's jump into the topic. So why we use lookup functions? So for finding a specific value in a huge data set, we use lookup functions. So what are the lookup functions? There are three main lookup functions and they are VLOOKUP, HLOOKUP and XLOOKUP. Coming to VLOOKUP, V stands for vertical. So it is an Excel function used to search for a value in the first column of a table and return a value from the specific column in the same row. So it searches vertically, that is top to bottom. Coming to HLOOKUP, H stands for horizontal lookup. So it is an Excel function used to search for a value in the first row of a table and return a value from a specific row in the same column, and it searches horizontally, that is from left to right. So what is the main difference of VLOOKUP and HLOOKUP? VLOOKUP searches top to bottom and HLOOKUP searches from left to right, that is horizontally. So here, what do you mean by XLOOKUP? It is an advanced lookup function, that is it searches both vertically and as well as horizontally, and it returns a corresponding value from another column or row. It is more flexible than VLOOKUP and as well as HLOOKUP because it does not require a fixed table structure. So now I am going to explain with an examples for clear understanding, and these all examples I will be explaining in MS Excel work for clear understanding. So without wasting time, let's jump into MS Excel work. Now I have opened my Excel sheet. Now let us understand our first lookup function, that is VLOOKUP. As I said earlier, what do you mean by VLOOKUP? That is vertical lookup function. Okay, it searches from top to bottom. Okay, now let us understand with an example. Here I have taken employee ID and as well as name and as well as salary. So let us see what is the syntax of VLOOKUP. In order to see the syntax, first we need to write equals to and then we need to write VLOOKUP and open the bracket. Then we can see the syntax here, that is lookup value, comma table array, comma column index number, comma range lookup. This is the syntax of VLOOKUP. Here, what do you mean by lookup value? Here, lookup value indicates the value you are searching for. Suppose I am searching for employee ID or name or salary. Here, lookup value means the value which we are searching for. So what do you mean by table array? That is the range of our data. That is what we are searching. So we need to give the range in table array. What do you mean by column index number? We need to give the index column number in the column index number section. Suppose if we want to, suppose we are searching salary. So it is in C column, that is we need to count from A, that is we need to count from 1. So A index column 1, B 2 and C 3. So here we need to give column index number 3 when we search for salary. So here range lookup. Here range lookup we have two options, that is true or false. Here true indicates approximate match. Here false indicates exact match. I will be explaining later this approximate match and exact match. So now let's understand with an example. Okay, now here in this example I want to search Rajesh salary by using employee ID. So in order to achieve that, first we need to write equals to VLOOKUP and then, as I said earlier, lookup value. So what we are searching? We are searching Rajesh employee ID. So we need to give 1 or 2 here. That is we need to give 1 or 2 and then comma table array. So we need to give the range here. Suppose this is the data I am searching. So in this table I need to get the Rajesh salary. So in order to get this data, first we need to click on this and then drag up to end of the data, and then here we got A2 is to C6. So this is our range here, and again comma here column index number. So I am searching for salary. So here the salary is in third column. So just write 3 here. 3 indicates salary is in third column. I mean we need to start our index column number from 1. So employee ID 1 and name 2, salary 3. So we need to give 3 comma range lookup. Here when we write comma, here we can see the true and false. See, we want exact match. If we take true, then it may vary the result, like we get the nearest value when we take true, but if we take false, then we get the exact match. So we want the exact match of Rajesh salary. So we need to write false here and then close the bracket, and then when you click on enter, you are getting 60,000 here. So in this way you can understand the VLOOKUP function. Here we need to understand some common mistakes, that is most of the users do these mistakes in VLOOKUP. Suppose they are searching for one or two and they are keeping this data in second column. So if we keep the employee ID not in the first column and we are keeping it in second column, then VLOOKUP won't work. So make sure your lookup column is the first column in your selected range, then only our VLOOKUP function works. And the second mistake is using an incorrect column index number. Suppose if you enter column index that doesn't exist, then you will get an error. So you need to count columns correctly from left to right, starting from the lookup column as 1. These are the some mistakes most of the users are using, and we need to avoid them in order to get the accurate results. Now I am going to say some tricks like if a lookup value doesn't exist in the table, then Excel returns an error that is #NA. So to prevent this, we need to use if error. So what is the functionality of if error? It handles errors gracefully. Okay. Suppose let us take an example. First we need to write equals to, and then we need to write VLOOKUP, and then open the bracket. Suppose I am taking a lookup value doesn't exist in the employee ID. I am taking 105 and then comma. I am taking table array of my data, and then comma, in column index number I am giving salary index number and it is in third column, comma, I am taking range lookup as false, that is we want exact match, and then close the bracket. Now when you click on enter, now you are getting #NA. So to prevent this, we need to use if error. So what is the syntax of if error? So first click on this, double click to open the syntax here. Here we need to write first if error. So after equals to, write if error and then open the bracket. Here we need to give VLOOKUP, and then you are giving the function, and after false, you need to write comma. After false you need to write comma, and then in double quotation marks you need to write not found, and close the double quotation marks and close the bracket. And when you click on enter, now you will be getting not found. In this way we should use if error function. Once again I am repeating, first you need to write if error, and then you need to write your VLOOKUP function, and then you need to keep comma, and then you need to write not found. In this way we are using if error function. Now I am going to say another trick, that is how to retrieve data from another sheet by using lookup function. So here I have taken the new sheet, that is sheet 2. Just in order to add new sheet, just we need to click here plus, then the new sheet will be added. Here in sheet 2 I have taken some data, employee ID, name and salary. So in sheet 1 we need to access the sheet 2. So in order to achieve that, first we need to write equals to, and then before writing directly, first you need to know the data, like you need to know the range of the sheet 2 data. Suppose in order to know the range, just write equals to, and then drag your range, like drag your data. Here we can see our data is in A1 is to C5. So just remember this and come to sheet 1. Here you need to write equals to, and then VLOOKUP, and open the bracket, and here you need to give the lookup value. I'm giving 105 because I'm retrieving the data from sheet 2. So I'm writing 105 comma table array. So here we need to give the range here, and we need to give from sheet 2. So here we need to write sheet 2. And then use separator symbol. So in order to first this is exclamatory mark, here we call it as separator symbol, and then we need to give the cell reference. The data in sheet 2. As we seen earlier, our data present in A1 is to C5, comma column index number. We are searching for salary, and our salary present in third column. In sheet 2 also it's present in third column, 1, 2, 3, perfect. And then write remove this, and then write 3, and then you need to give the range lookup. I am giving range lookup as false because I want the exact match, and then close the bracket, and then you need to click on enter. Now you are getting 80,000. Let us see it given correct value or not. Go to sheet 2, and here 105 is the Kranti name, and his salary is 80,000. Perfect. In sheet 1 we got the 80,000, and we retrieved the data from sheet 2 successfully. In this way we can achieve the trick 2. Now let us understand what is approximate match and how can be done. Suppose I have taken here the example, I have taken marks and as well as grade. Suppose if a student scored 75, like if a student got 75 marks, then what the grade she or he got. So in order to achieve that, we need to use approximate match. In the name itself we can say that it takes the nearest value. So in order to achieve that, first you need to write equals to and then write VLOOKUP and open the bracket. Then first you need to write the lookup value. Mentioning once again, your lookup value is in first column itself. Suppose I am taking marks, I have written in the first column. I mean, if you give the range from starting, then you need to give the starting column name itself in the lookup value. Suppose if you write the grade here, then if you write grade in the lookup value, then it won't works. So iterating once again, the lookup value you are searching for should be in first column itself. Okay, now I am taking lookup value as suppose I am writing 75, and then comma, table array is my range. So my data is from marks to grade and drag downwards. This is the data I am searching for. That is A11 is to B15, comma, column index number. Grade is in second column, that is in B column. So write 2, comma, range lookup. Here I am taking true, that is I want the nearest value of 75. So I am writing true and then just close the bracket and click on enter. Here I am getting B grade. See, it is taking 70. So it is getting the 70 grade, that is B. So we can here we have one question that 80 is also nearest, then why it's not taking. So this is the functionality of truth, that is Excel picks the closest value, like closest to lower value of 70, because I am writing 75. So it chooses the 70 nearest value itself. So it doesn't go to 80. So in this way the true approximate match works. Here I have written the comparison of VLOOKUP and XLOOKUP, because VLOOKUP has some limitation that it won't works with both rows and columns, and also we need to give column numbers because if we don't give column numbers, then we don't get the data, and also it doesn't handle some missing values, and also it doesn't give some multiple values. So these are some limitations. But coming to XLOOKUP, when we use XLOOKUP, then it works with these features, like it works with both rows and columns, and also we don't need to give column numbers, and also it handles missing values betterly compared to VLOOKUP, and also it returns multiple values. By seeing all the features of VLOOKUP and XLOOKUP, we can say that XLOOKUP is far better than the VLOOKUP. Now let us understand the another lookup function, that is HLOOKUP. What do you mean by HLOOKUP? The H stands for horizontal lookup, meaning it searches for values from left to right. Now let us understand the syntax of HLOOKUP. First you need to select any cell, and then you need to write equals to, and then you need to write HLOOKUP and then open the bracket. Here we got the syntax here: lookup value, comma, table array, comma, row index number, comma, range lookup. Here, as I said earlier, the lookup value means the value you are searching for, and the table array is the range of your data, and the row index number is the row number from which you want to fetch your data. And the range lookup, as I said earlier, it contains two things: true or false, where true is the approximate match and false is the exact match. Now let us find the match score. So in order to find the match score, first we need to write equals to, and then you need to write HLOOKUP. Here the lookup value is math. We must ensure that our lookup value is in the first row. Unlike in VLOOKUP, the first column is the lookup value. In HLOOKUP, here the first row is the lookup value. So this is the main difference between VLOOKUP and HLOOKUP. So here the lookup value we are searching for match score, so we need to write math, but it is a test, so we need to use double quotation marks. So in double quotation marks we need to write math and close the double quotation marks and write comma. Here table array means the range of the data. Here my range starts from subject and ends for 95. So click on the subject and drag and use shift and arrow right arrow button, and then drag up to end of your data. B31 is to E33 is the range of mine's data, and then write comma, and here you need to write the row index number. Here the row index. Now here suppose I want to get the Vamshi match score. So Vamshi is in third row. Like we need to start from subject, like first row, second row and third row. So Vamshi is in third row. So since we want Vamshi science marks, we want Vamshi math marks, so we should use 3 as a row index and then keep comma, and here range lookup. I want the exact match, so I am using false and then close the bracket and then click on enter. Now when you click on enter, now you are getting output as 75, and 75 is of like Vamshi's match score. In this way we can find HLOOKUP function. Here you need to understand one scenario, that in VLOOKUP the lookup value must be in the first column, in HLOOKUP the lookup value must be in the first row. Without this you can't work with VLOOKUP and HLOOKUP. And now let us compare the VLOOKUP and HLOOKUP. VLOOKUP searches in vertical, that is in columns, and HLOOKUP searches in horizontal, that is rows. And also VLOOKUP, as I said earlier, the VLOOKUP value must be in the first column of the table, and HLOOKUP value it should be in the first row of the table, and in output it returns from a specific column in VLOOKUP, and in HLOOKUP it returns from a specific row. In this way we can compare the VLOOKUP and HLOOKUP. Guys, now I am ending the session as the session timing is increasing more than 15 minutes. So I want to explain XLOOKUP in the next video. So in this video we have covered two important lookup function, VLOOKUP and HLOOKUP, where we have learned how VLOOKUP searches data vertically and how HLOOKUP searches data horizontally. So with these functions you can quickly find information without manually searching in large data sets. But we are not done yet. In the next video we will explore XLOOKUP, the most advanced lookup function, along with index and match, which is a powerful alternative to VLOOKUP. So make sure to like, share and subscribe to Santosh Nexus for more Excel tricks. See you in the next session. Bye bye.